Hi y'all, happy Monday. I'm obviously not there, so I'm making this video to give you like a quick rundown of the directions for your in-class project today. So you would have pressed on this link when you got to Canvas. That's what it says to do on the board. You've taken your quiz. If you haven't done that, go back and do that. And now we are here and we're ready to start looking at the directions for your propaganda poster you'll be doing. So step 3, you're going to press on this link here. And it's going to give you a few different links for you to work through today. So step 1, if you don't know what country you represent for like our in-class assignment, and my flags aren't up because I'm not there to put them up and take them down while I'm gone, press on this link. It's a diagram of the class and it shows you like all the different tables, and it says on the table what country that table represents. So that should help you there. So then you're going to go and you're going to press on this link. It's a really short, it's not super short, but it's a pretty short article that kind of gives you a good rundown of how propaganda was used during World War II. And then you're going to watch this video here, which is only about 1.5 minutes, and that also gives you a pretty good rundown of how and why we use propaganda. So if you don't know what propaganda is, it is it's like an advertisement, and the goal of it is it's usually pretty biased. It's usually like a lot of half-truths, and it's to make you feel a specific way. So like there's positive propaganda, which is like usually like really motivating. Positive propaganda pieces are going to be like very bright. So if you've ever seen a Rosie the Riveter poster, it's like yellow background. She has the red bandana, like all these popping colors. It's supposed to be like really inviting. And it's either like motivating you to join the war effort or do everything you can for the war effort. Or Rosie the Riveter was used to get women to join the workforce. So different things like that. Or it's just like to promote like your leader, right? And like your efforts in World War II. And then there's also like the negative propaganda pieces, and those are always going to demonize like your enemy. So the U.S. would have demonized Hitler and Hirohito because those were the main two guys we were fighting against. And then like on the opposite side, Germany is going to really demonize Winston Churchill, who is of Great Britain, and Roosevelt, who's our president during this war, and make the U.S. look really bad or make the British look really bad. And the goal for that is to like get your people really emotional. Or like your citizens really emotional and like make them really hate the other side, right? And then that's going to ultimately motivate them to join the war effort. So today you're going to be making a piece of propaganda for like your country. It can be a positive one, it can be a negative one, it doesn't matter, it's totally up to you, but it does have to be a unique poster. So you cannot go online and Google German World War II propaganda and like go down to page 10 and find one that you don't think I'm ever going to find, copy it, and then turn that in. Because if I do find it, which I definitely will, because I'll be able to tell if it's like, like a legit poster versus something that is just being made in class, that's going to be 0. So keep that in mind. To better understand like what characteristics were found in your country's propaganda, because like we're in the U.S., like, and none of us were alive during World War II. Like, what type of propaganda was Germany putting out? That's what this link is here for. And I really want to open it up and show you guys, but for some reason this isn't working properly, so it's not letting me switch to tabs. So I'm going to tell you about it. But when you press on this link, which you must do because you need to get the directions and the characteristics, you'll scroll down. It gives you a little bit more details of what you should put in a propaganda poster. And then it goes, like it's broken down by country. So it's going to say like German propaganda or British propaganda or Japan's propaganda. And it's going to give you like characteristics that were commonly found in their propaganda. It's going to give you like some of their beliefs. So like in the German breakdown, it talks about how like they really disliked Jewish people. So a lot of their negative propaganda was also against like the Jews. And then it's going to tell you, like, it's going to give you their leaders. It's going to give you their friends. So like if you're doing a propaganda piece for Italy, because that's the table that you're at, then like you're not going to demonize Hitler because that's your friend in the war. As much as you might want to, you can't, because that's not like a realistic piece of propaganda. So this link is really good to help you like understand what your propaganda for your country would have looked like. And from there, you can get some ideas and start like brainstorming what you want your poster to look like. You can go onto Google and like look them up too, but again, remember, please do not copy exactly what something is, or like one that's already been made, because that's just going to get you a 0 and that's going to suck. You can trace like faces, like Hitler's face, or you can trace planes or you can trace tanks and stuff like that. Like that's fine. But make sure like that your propaganda, which a piece of propaganda is like a visual. So like the visual is the main point, and then it's like supposed to make you feel a certain way, or there's like a purpose. What do you want people to get out of that visual? And then usually have a slogan that goes along with it to really just bring the piece all together. So people are like, yes, that's definitely what that piece of propaganda is trying to say. So make sure that you're not like, if you copy a whole picture and then give it a different slogan, that's still plagiarism. So keep that in mind. Over on my windows are examples from kids from last year who made, those are like 100 quality propaganda pieces. So like that's your goal. We're making it colorful. Like most of the ones in the window you should see aren't just a plain white piece of paper. Like they have a lot of color and a lot of like different aspects to them. So go and use those to like help give you some inspiration. And then also, again, this link right here is like killer. It really helps a lot. If you are France, characteristics of British propaganda is something that you should work off of. In Italy, characteristics of German propaganda is what yours is going to be similar to. I don't know why those two aren't in there, but they're not. So I apologize, but you know, they have ones that they're similar to. Be good today. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Make sure that we have a good day Wednesday by being good today so I get a good note. And make sure you're being productive. This is due next class and it is a formal grade. So keep that in mind. I will see y'all on Wednesday. Have a